Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Stationeers. Now, there's a couple things we're going to quickly go over here before we continue going. One thing I neglected to mention in the first episode, partly because of time constraints and partly because I forgot about it, is what I'm currently playing on. Obviously, I'm playing on the moon here, but I'm playing on normal difficulty. Okay? If you're just starting out, I recommend you play on easy difficulty. Okay? Likewise, I might do some things that some of you veterans out there might disagree with, but I'm trying to keep this somewhat simple, at least starting out here. Likewise, everyone has their own personal way of doing things. That said, if you have any advice and stuff, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I will read your comments and I will respond to them as best I can there with that. But at the same time, know that I might not take your advice, partly because these episodes, I record them quite close together there and stuff. So I might have already done something before I read it in the comments. Likewise, there might be a method behind my madness on why I'm doing something the way I'm doing. And so keep that in mind. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, right now we have a green light here, meaning that, well, this is kind of a bad example here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change the battery here so that we can better see things here. So inside your suit, you got some various things. We'll go over all this later on. It's doing it again. It's doing it again where it's skipping over the stuff I want it to. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't know why it does that. There's a weird bug with that. Anyways, we're going to switch our batteries out here in our life support. So let's go over this. See how it's flashing blue-green? That means we're generating more power than we're consuming, and it's charging the battery. When the battery is fully charged, let's get a different battery here for this, it will be solid green, okay? Now, what would happen if we were using some power? Well, if we were using some power, actually we'll have to hold off on that. But right now, just know that if we were using more power than we're generating, and it was drawing from the battery, so the battery is discharging, it would be flashing blue-red, okay? And we can actually demonstrate that here simply by doing that. Solid red means we're not having any power brought in, like that. And if I turn this on... Oh, right. The blue means that sorry. Oh, there it is. It's flashing blue-red. That means we are consuming more power than what we're generating, so the battery is discharging. So let's hook that back up, and let's make sure that's off. Alright, so I just got a hydration warning message there. We're not going to worry about that for now. Instead, today we're going to focus on doing some mining. So I'm going to switch over here to my mining belt. And I'm also going to do one last thing that I forgot to do here. Remember how I put this cable here like this? We're going to put our battery, we have a small battery charger, we're going to put that there. We're just going to put these little small batteries in here. I also, if you recall, got out this beacon here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to deploy that now. And we'll place it here. Oh, this looks like a good spot to deploy it. We're going to deploy our battery like so, or our beacon. And if you left click here, see how we got this little rectangle inside the big rectangle there? That's going to turn on the beacon.
Parade.
Now we're gonna get out our data pad here, and we're going to hit R. This is gonna open up the data pad to where we can put stuff in it. We're gonna switch over to E here to our left hand. We're gonna take this tracker cartridge, and we're gonna plop this cartridge into the cartridge slot of our data pad. All right. We're gonna now switch back to our data pad. We'll close out of it there. We're going to right-click to turn it on, and if you notice, it's going to point it's to where the beacon is. So we can use this to find our beacon, and more importantly, find our base if we get lost. So that's something you want to do before you leave this area, alright? Because you could get lost. The next thing we're going to do, did I already... Yeah, I already did it. I swapped my belts out here from my tool belt for my mining belt. The mining belt consists of two items. We have a mining drill here, which we're primarily going to be using. And we're going to start by mining this iron ore here. So we're going to try and get as much iron ore and copper and gold as we can get today. But as you can see, the The mining drill is able to mine resources pretty quickly. You kind of have to follow the veins of the resources you're mining, and it can be, you know, sometimes they can be very dense, sometimes they can be somewhat spread out. Sometimes they can be small veins, sometimes they can be big veins. Alright, see, there is actually more iron if we go in this direction. So you kind of have to just dig around and try and chase your iron veins. Alright, we're at 12% hydration, so we're still doing fine on that. We'll talk about managing vitals here once that gets down further. Alright. Oh, there's some more. But yeah, we got a nice little haul there so far. This is a decent vein. Although I think I see some over there. Yeah, there's a little bit more. Let's dig in this direction. Now, every once in a while you'll see some text pop up there. It's not the most reliable, but sometimes it's correct in telling you, hey, the ore's this way. But we probably have mined this out now for the most part. Oh, there's some over here. But yeah, if you hover over it, it will tell you what it is. Now, your mining drill does have a battery, so when you're not using it, you want to click it off here. You know, right-click to do so. Likewise, you will have to recharge that battery at some point. It's the same thing with your flashlight. Your flashlight is the biggest power consumption of your suit. So when you're not, you know, so you want to change this out daily so that you can get it fully charged. And when you're not needing the flashlight, turn your flashlight off. We kind of need it for what we're doing. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the vein here. Now, let's say the battery in this was dead. We could switch over here. Hang on, that's not what I want to do. We can switch over here to this pickaxe. And so this pickaxe will also allow us to mine. So we could mine our way out of this hole if necessary. Likewise, it will also mine resources, but as you can see, it's a lot slower than using the drill. But as you can see, I'm a little stuck here. I could mine this out if I needed to, or I can hit J and use my jetpack. Now you have limited jetpack, so you want to use it sparingly. Try to avoid getting stuck. I did that kind of purposely to demonstrate it, but you get the idea of it. So now that we've got some iron ore, let's go ahead and plonk this into the furnace here, and let's go ahead and turn it on. As you can see, our battery here is fully charged, and the sun is setting, so our solar panel did its thing. Again, these are not very good solar panels, but we're going to go ahead and smelt some iron. So note that it's on 100% there. It's not getting any power from the solar panel or the generator. It's now flashing blue-red, saying we're discharging from the battery. So we started off with 100% in the battery here. When the battery is blue, it means there's 100%. When it turns green, it means it's between 75 and 100%, okay? And then, from there, the next stage that it will turn to will be yellow. That means it's above 50%. When it turns orange, that means it's above 25%. And when it turns to a flashing red, I think it is, that means it's 25%, you know, it's below 25%. And then it will turn solid red when it's drained. Or maybe it's the other way around there with the solid and flashing red. I generally don't let my batteries get that low. Okay, let's take a look here. We just smelted 50 units of iron there. And we consumed about 4% of our battery. So these batteries can actually last a fair amount of time. But iron ore is actually pretty easy to smelt. So, I wouldn't say that is, you know, something you should plan on there. Alright, so over here, next to the iron, we actually have, I believe, silver. That looks like it's silver, isn't it? Hang on, let's get the drill out here. Yeah, that's silver. I had to refresh my memory on what silver looks like. Let's talk about some of the other resources out here. This is oxite. Let's turn it on here. We're not actually going to mine this yet. But oxite is is pretty much your oxygen right there in its icy form. Over here we actually have some more iron and some copper. Okay, hang on. Now it's time to talk about vitals. And we gotta... So if we hit 5 here, we can get a water bottle and a can of tomato soup from our backpack. What we're gonna do, and this is only if you are in normal difficulty. We're going to turn off the air to our suit, alright? And if you look in the right here, you'll see that the target, it's the internal target pressure is supposed to be 101 kilopascals, and our pressure is dropping quite quickly. That is from us breathing, alright? As we breathe, we consume oxygen. What we're now going to do is we're going to unlock our helmet, we're going to open our helmet, and we're going to drink some water. I'm drinking some water. We got to be somewhat quick on this. Alright, next I'm going to get some soup. We're going to close our helmet, and we're going to turn the air back on, and our suit's going to start to pressurize again. Alright, so why did I do everything I just did there? I know that was a barrage of words there as I was going through it, but time was of the essence there. So, we have to stay hydrated and filled with food. If we don't, we'll start to die. As you can see, my health is currently at 97%, but it's going up because I am now hydrated and fed. So we're making up for that health loss that we just took there. Because I'm playing normal difficulty, I actually have to open my helmet up to eat and drink. But here on space, there is no here in space, well, on the moon, I should say specifically, there is no atmosphere. It is a vacuum. You can see this, that there's zero external pressure, and it doesn't even record any temperature, which means you truly know you're in a vacuum there. If there's no atmosphere, you can have no atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric temperature. Therefore, it's going to read nil in degrees Celsius. So, if you're playing on easy difficulty, which I recommend for starting out, you do not have to open your suit like that. Likewise, I suggest you wait until you get your first down there, because you don't want to do it unnecessarily. Because I actually lost some of my air in the process of doing that. I tried to minimize that by turning the air off to my suit and just letting it drop down there. Now let's, while we mine this ore, let's talk about what your vitals are there. As well, specifically regarding suit function. So in your suit, and I'll open it up here so you can see while I do this, you'll see that there is an oxygen tank, or an air tank. That's white, alright? Next to it is your waste tank, okay? So that, and you have some filters there below those two tanks, alright? Get out of that so you can really, just focus on that. So, when you breathe in air, you're going to breathe out, we found some coal here, you're going to breathe out carbon dioxide. Your suit has free filters in there for carbon dioxide, and it will filter out that carbon dioxide, okay? And it will take that carbon dioxide that you breathe out and store it in the waste tank. How much gold do we have? Oh wow, we got 50 gold. Alright, I'll stop there for now. That's nice, having that 50 gold. Now, I'm gonna advise, remember how I said some things iron is pretty easy to smelt? Gold takes a little bit longer, so we're gonna wait till sunrise to smelt the gold down. In the meantime, we could actually use the generator here. But for now, I'm just going to put my copper in there as if, so that it's ready to go. Coal. I'm always going to mix up copper and coal when I say it in this game. It's only in this game that I do it. I don't know why that is, but I mix up copper and coal. I know what I'm talking about, I just don't say it right. Alright, so partly because I was thinking about, okay, the next thing I need to locate is copper, and I know I saw some earlier, and I think it was over here. Here's the ice. Here's some more gold, some more coal. Yeah, let's see here. Copper, more oxide, more iron. Again, we want to be careful not to go too far from the base. I'm going to go a little ways from the base here, and I'm going to be able to do this because I have kind of two reference points to make a straight line. But as you can see, you don't have to go too far before the things start to disappear here. Oh dear. Yeah, do you see the base? I don't see the base. But yeah, you can get lost fairly easy on the lunar surface here. So you want to be careful of that. Alright, a lot of coal and iron and oxide over here. Ice over there. We're going to be needing that ice sooner than I'd like. Okay, so here is some silicon. That's good. We're going to need that. And some copper. So this is what we were looking for here. Let's start mining this way. This is actually a very... If this is indicative of the overall size of the vein, this is a very good sized copper vein we have here. Oh wow, this looks like it goes a little deep there. Alright, that's what we want to see. We want to get a bunch of copper here. And I'm just gonna mine as much of this as I can for now. Simply because it's gonna prove, you know, I don't want to be having to go out here mining constantly. We probably will be doing that quite a bit, but that's because we have to get stuff going here. You know, so we can't just go on a mining venture and gather a humongous amount of resources, because that's time taken away from actually doing what we need to do to survive here. Once we get to the actual, you know, once we are in a stable state of survival, then we can go on long explorations and stuff to gather resources and use those gathered resources to expand. But for now, that isn't really an option. Alright, we might have mined all this out now. Nope, there's still some more here. So yeah, hopefully we won't need to go mining for copper too soon after this. Oh, here's some more. Okay. Alright, that's quite a bit of copper. Let's leave that there so that we can locate the vein later. Yeah. I wish, you know, there's not really a good way of telling time other than the stars themselves. So if you're good at telling time by the stars, good for you. Alright, so this is actually nitrous, and this consists of two things, nitrogen and nitrous oxide. Nitrogen, good. Nitrous oxide, not so good. And we accidentally mined a little bit of it, it looks like. But really, there was only 4 silicon there? Wow, that isn't ideal. I was hoping for a nice silicon vein there. Nope. It looks like that's all the silicon there. Well, that's not very happy news there. Oh. Let's actually keep the flashlight on. Well, we don't need silicon right away. What little silicon we have, I think we need 6 for starting, but... yeah, silicon is always a pain for me in this game, it seems. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of silicon, which isn't a surprise there. Hopefully there's some more silicon out here, relatively close by. We may have to, you know, do some, like, deeper mining. Also, silicon can often be found, it seems, next to other ores, so once we start mining some more iron or gold or something, we might come across some more silicon. So the sun is coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm actually gonna start, smelting my gold there. So let's, get that turned on, turn this on. And let's go ahead and start, using that. I'm actually going to swap my battery now, because we want to make sure that that's charged. See how I actually stopped production by doing that? And it spat out 1 unit of gold there. So we'll just throw the gold in there for now. Alright, so I'm going to actually end the episode a little early here. Turn off your beacon when you're not using it so that your battery doesn't die on you in that. You can change the battery like so. So I'm going to end the episode here probably. That way we can start fresh on the morning. And in the next episode, we're going to actually be adding on... we're going to be making 2 more machines here, like the auto lathe there, to get us going. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you know, hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. It helps my channel and helps me, and I greatly appreciate that. Have a great day, everyone.